Most people do not stay broke because they don't make enough money. They stay broke because they get addicted to looking like they make money. And let's be honest, that's a completely different problem. A lot of people say they want freedom. They say they want peace, savings, investments, options, a future. But then the second money hits their account, they spend it trying to look successful right now. Nice clothes, nicer car, expensive dinners, random upgrades, brand name everything, all so they can feel like they're not behind. This is where people get themselves in trouble. Because looking rich and being rich are not even close to the same thing. One gets attention, the other gets freedom. One makes people notice you for 5 seconds. The other lets you control your life for the next 30 years. And if I'm being honest, a lot of guys ruin their future because they care more about the image of success than the reality of it. They spend money to manage insecurity, not to build a life. They use money like emotional makeup. Something to cover up the fact that, deep down, they don't feel solid. So in this video, I want to break down why looking rich will absolutely ruin your future if you're not careful, why so many people fall into this trap, and what to do instead if you actually want to build real wealth instead of just performing it. What's one thing you regret buying just to impress other people? Comment below. The reason this matters is because bad money psychology does not look dramatic at first. That's the dangerous part. It looks normal. It looks like rewarding yourself. It looks like upgrading your lifestyle. It looks like enjoying your 20s. It looks like keeping up. But underneath all of that, what's really happening is that your money is being pulled by emotion instead of intention. You buy when you feel behind. You buy when you feel insecure. You buy because social media makes average life feel embarrassing. You buy because everybody online looks like they're ahead of you, richer than you, happier than you, more put together than you. So now you're not spending based on what you need. You're spending based on what helps you escape that feeling. That is how people stay broke while looking rich. They have the outfit, but not the savings. They have the car, but not the cash flow. They have the vacation photos, but no emergency fund. They have the image, but no stability. And the worst part is they start defending the exact habits that are keeping them financially weak. A lot of people don't build a life first and upgrade later. They buy the upgrade first and hope the life catches up. That almost never ends well. Because the real issue here is not that people don't know money matters. Most people know they should save more. They know they should invest. They know they shouldn't blow money trying to impress people. But knowledge is not the problem. Behavior is the problem. You don't have a money problem, you have a behavior problem. And until you fix that, more income usually just gives your bad habits a bigger budget. The first problem is insecurity spending. This is probably one of the most common reasons people sabotage themselves financially, especially in their 20s. They buy things because they want to feel respected, desired, admired, or taken seriously, not because the thing actually improves their life in a meaningful way. That's why someone making average money will finance a car they can barely afford. That's why someone with no savings will spend crazy money on clothes, watches, tech, or nights out. It's not just about liking nice things. Let's be honest. A lot of the time it's about what those things say. It says, I'm doing well. It says, I'm not behind. It says, look at me differently. But if the main value of the thing is that other people notice it, then you're not buying value, you're buying validation. And validation is expensive. The psychology behind this is pretty simple. When people don't feel secure internally, they start trying to create security externally. They start building an identity out of purchases. If they can't feel powerful, they want to at least look powerful. If they don't feel respected, they want symbols that force respect. If they feel ordinary, they want expensive proof that they are not. But the future cost of that is brutal. Because every dollar spent on image is a dollar not building your base, not building savings, not building investments, not building options, not building peace. So now you look put together, but your life is fragile. And fragile is the word a lot of people avoid. Because the guy with the flashy car and no emergency fund is fragile. The guy with designer clothes and credit card debt is fragile. The guy who needs next month's paycheck before this month is even over is fragile. He might look rich, but he is financially weak. The fix starts with one question. Before you buy anything non-essential, ask yourself, would I still want this if nobody saw it? If the answer is no, you probably don't want the thing. You want the reaction. That awareness alone will save you a lot of money. The second problem is that people confuse rich looking with rich being. And this is what keeps people stuck for years. The rich looking person wants visible proof. The rich being person wants invisible strength. One wants applause. The other wants ownership. One spends to signal. The other saves to compound. That contrast matters because visible success gets rewarded faster. Nobody claps for your investment account. Nobody gets excited because you kept your rent low. Nobody comments on your discipline when you say no to lifestyle inflation. But they will notice the watch. They will notice the car. They will notice the trip. They will notice the expensive dinner. So people start optimizing for what gets seen. This is where people get themselves in trouble. They build their financial life around what other people can recognize instead of what actually improves their future. And the trap gets even worse when income goes up. A lot of people finally start making decent money, and instead of using that as a chance to create margin, they immediately upgrade their lifestyle. Better apartment, more expensive car, more expensive habits, more expensive social life. So now they earn more, but somehow still feel broke. Why? Because they didn't raise their standard of discipline. They raised their standard of appearance. This is the whole point here. The fastest way to look rich is to spend money. The fastest way to become rich is to stop needing to look like it. If your income rises and your lifestyle instantly follows, you are not building wealth. You are just decorating your paycheck. And here's the common trap I want to warn you about. People start thinking, I work hard, so I deserve it. And sure, sometimes you do. But a lot of damage gets done under the word deserve. Because now every impulse has a moral excuse. Every upgrade feels justified. Every dumb purchase becomes self-care. No. Sometimes I deserve it is just your undisciplined side finding better marketing. If I were you, every time your income increases, I would lock a percentage of that increase away before you touch a single lifestyle upgrade. Make it automatic. If you get a raise, promotion, side income, bonus, whatever, part of that money should disappear into savings or investing before your ego gets access to it. That's how you turn progress into power instead of just a nicer looking problem. The third issue is emotional spending, and this one quietly destroys people because they don't even realize they're doing it. A lot of spending has nothing to do with need and everything to do with mood. You had a bad day, so you order food. You feel bored, so you start shopping. You feel low, so you buy something to lift your energy. You feel like life is not moving, so you buy some little upgrade to feel momentum. The item is not the point. The feeling is the point. That's why emotional spending is dangerous, because it trains your brain to solve discomfort with transactions. Instead of learning how to sit with emotion, regulate yourself, or delay gratification, you learn that every bad feeling can be softened with spending. That becomes a pattern. Now, every time stress hits, money leaves. Every time loneliness hits, money leaves. Every time frustration hits, money leaves. And then people sit there wondering why they can never stay consistent financially. Because they're not managing money, they're medicating emotion. And again, let's be honest, social media makes this worse. You feel bad, you scroll, you see people living, and now your brain connects spending with identity, mood, and self-worth all at once. That combination is dangerous. The fix here is friction. You need to make emotional spending harder, not impossible, harder. Put a 24-hour rule on anything non-essential. Remove your saved cards from apps. Keep a note on your phone called Things I Wanted But Didn't Need. Slow yourself down long enough to see whether you actually want the purchase or you just want relief. And if I were being even more practical, I'd tell you to audit your last 30 days of spending and circle every purchase that happened when you were bored, upset, stressed, tired, or trying to reward yourself. That exercise will embarrass you a little. Good. Sometimes embarrassment is useful. It wakes you up. The fourth problem is identity. This one goes deeper than spending habits. Some people don't just want to look successful. They need to look successful because their self-worth depends on it. That is the real danger. Because now, bad money behavior is not just a habit. It becomes part of who they think they are. They can't downsize because it feels like losing. They can't say no because it feels cheap. They can't live below their means because it feels beneath them. They can't be patient because patience doesn't look impressive. This is what keeps people stuck. They become more loyal to the image than the outcome. So even when they make progress, they sabotage it. They save a bit of money, then immediately upgrade something. They get momentum, then reward themselves too early. They start becoming stable, then suddenly decide they need a lifestyle that matches their new phase. No, you don't. A lot of people ruin the early stages of success because they cannot tolerate looking ordinary while they're building. And that's a serious weakness. The guy who quietly stacks money, invests consistently, and keeps his life simple for a few years will almost always beat the guy who needs to look successful every month. Why? Because one is feeding the future, the other is feeding the ego. Some people want peace, other people want proof, and proof is way more expensive. So you need a better identity. Not I'm the guy who has nice things. Not I'm the guy who looks like he's winning. Not I'm the guy people envy. A better identity is, I'm the guy who is hard to shake. I'm the guy who keeps margin. I'm the guy who doesn't spend money to perform success. I'm the guy building something real. That identity will save you. The fifth issue is that people avoid the boring moves that actually create wealth. Saving is boring. Investing is boring. Budgeting is boring. Automating transfers is boring. Living below your means is boring. I get it. But boring is not the enemy. Boring is usually where your future gets built. The reason people avoid it is because they've trained themselves to chase emotional intensity. They want a money life that feels exciting. They want big wins, fast upgrades, visible progress, dramatic changes. But real wealth rarely feels dramatic while you're building it. It feels repetitive, quiet, delayed. That's why a lot of people never start. They wait until they feel ready. They wait until they make more money. They wait until they can do something bigger. But the whole point here is that wealth is usually built through small decisions repeated longer than your emotions feel like repeating them. That's it. Not sexy, not viral, not flashy, just true. And the common trap here is waiting to feel rich enough before acting responsibly. That is backwards. Responsible behavior is what makes you stronger. You do not become disciplined after money shows up. Discipline is what lets money stay when it does. Consistency beats intensity in money every single time. So let me give you a practical reset, because awareness is nice, but you need a system. First, go back through your last 30 days of spending. Not vaguely. Actually look at it. Every transaction, every random order, every little it wasn't that much. Because those little things reveal your psychology fast. You're looking for patterns, not just totals. Then separate your non-essential spending into 3 categories: useful, emotional, and validation-based. Useful means it actually improved your life. Emotional means you bought it to feel better. Validation-based means you bought it because of image, status, or how it would look to other people. This part matters, because once you see the real reason behind your spending, the excuses start sounding weak. After that, identify your triggers. What usually happens before you overspend? Is it payday? Is it boredom? Is it being out with certain people? Is it scrolling at night? Is it feeling insecure? You need to know what state of mind keeps costing you money. Then, create friction. Make it annoying to spend impulsively. Remove autofill payment methods. Add a 24-hour delay. Keep a purchase list instead of checking out instantly. Put space between the urge and the action. Next, automate your good behavior. Saving should not depend on whether you feel disciplined that week. Investing should not depend on your mood. Move money automatically into savings, investing, or debt payoff before lifestyle spending starts grabbing everything. And finally, tie your money to a bigger identity. Stop thinking like someone trying to look ahead. Start thinking like someone becoming unshakable. The goal is not to look disciplined. The goal is to become the kind of person who does not need to perform success to feel valuable. That changes everything. At the end of the day, looking rich is one of the most expensive traps you can fall into, because it gives you a short-term feeling while quietly stealing your long-term freedom. And freedom is the real flex. Not the car, not the clothes, not the image, not the fake proof for people who are too busy with their own lives to care as much as you think they do. So, if your money keeps disappearing, stop only asking where it went. Ask what emotional pattern took it. Because again, you don't have a money problem, you have a behavior problem. And once you fix the behavior, the money finally has a chance to stay. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like down below, hit that subscribe button,